Gonna be doing a little work to the RM250 today. 1991, converting it to an 89. So had to strip all the yellow paint off from like the last video. I'm gonna paint it blue. Found this, my brother found this paint, and it's pretty close match. It's not perfect, but yeah, no, it'll be close enough. No one will ever know. And we're not, so obviously I'm not powder coating it. So I mean, but that's just too expensive. I can't do that on every bike, you know. So this one is just getting old rattle can, you know. So, but first, it does have some surface rust on it. So we're taking this stuff, rust dissolver, and I'm gonna, like, there's some surface rust up here, a little bit underneath the frame here, and I'll just, you know, spray it on here like this. It's kind of like a gel. Just rub it around a little bit. Probably not good to be using my finger, but I don't know. Doesn't say you can't. So I already sprayed a little bit up there, and I'll get the rest. So while we're allowing the rust dissolver to do its work over there, I've been working on it a little bit. Swing arm's all ready to go. I don't remember if I showed this in the last video, but that's what happens when you don't have a good chain buffer thing on there. It wears into the swing arm a little bit, but the bearing's right behind it, which is sealed. I mean, so it won't hurt nothing. Started sanding on the air box a little bit, kind of like I did it for the gas tank on the 465. Cleaned up the air boot. Got that all cleaned up and put that Cerakote on it, so that's looking good. I did nothing to the tank. It's just sitting out here. That's the first tank I sanded before I did the 465 months ago. That was my practice one, and I'll finish that up here maybe this weekend. And of course, the frame's still sitting there, dissolving rust. Got the triple clamps all cleaned up. Bearings are all still good. We're going to reuse them. That's a different story here for the linkage, so for the rear shock. Can't get it apart yet. Had to press this side out. Bearings are all kind of shot all over all of it. Actually, the shock bearing is still good, but this one I cannot get out yet. So I'm going to do a little work on that. Oh, this little piece goes inside the air box. This goes in the air box too. So, yep. Next, we'll take a peek at the frame. So, just got done putting that rust dissolver on everything. Then I let that for a little bit, and then wiped it all off. Then I cleaned it off with some, well, this is not it, but it's wax and grease remover. And now I'm gonna, I got some 180 grit. I'm gonna go over the whole thing with 180, especially where, like, on parts of the frame, you know, especially like the bottom, sides, stuff where stuff's gonna rub on it a lot. I want to make sure it's got the paint's got something to bite into, instead of just being, you know, something really smooth and glossy where the paint might not stick to it as much. Like these upper frame tubes, before I sanded on this a little bit, these things were pretty smooth. So you know, this will just help it stick a little bit better, and I can go over some of the spots where there's still a little bit of paint, and where that rust had converted from the rust stuff, whatever you want to call it again, converted, kind of changes it to like a black, you know. So I'll just make sure I just scuff everything up kind of good. So next will probably be, I'll be doing that like this, you know, and then we'll be painting it hopefully tonight. So that'll be a couple hours or a few hours or whatever, because I'll paint it just before I go to bed. I mean, not go to bed, before I go in for into the house for the night. That way I'm gonna be sucking in fumes all day. So that'll be next. All right, I think I got it pretty much ready for paint. Like I said, I went over it with all the 180 sandpaper the best I could. There's so many nooks and crannies on this thing. It's just hard to get into everything, but you know, it took a while. So then, knowing that, I used some Scotch-Brite and I went over the whole thing too with Scotch-Brite. And then after I did it all with Scotch-Brite, I sprayed it down with wax and grease remover, and then wiped it all down. And then I'm gonna blow it all off with some air, get all the dirt or whatever it could be in like the holes and stuff like that, and or any wax and grease remover that could be stuck somewhere waiting to seep out when I paint it. Then I'll just let it dry for, I don't know, half hour, and then I'll get some spray paint on it. Now with that done, we'll just let it sit for a while, and just make sure it's completely dry. I'll probably move this over by the my wood burning stove, get some heat into it, and help it dry better. So let's get going on this bad boy. Now that I'm older, wiser, and smarter, I'm actually going to wear a respirator. In my younger years, I probably would have just quick sprayed it and left for the night, but I'm going to actually be responsible for my health. Well, it looks pretty darn good to me. I think when it dries just a little bit darker from what my brother said. So, but right now, I don't know, maybe it doesn't match at all, but it sure looks good to me. It looks like RM blue to me, so I'll have to paint the kickstand mount tomorrow. So, yeah, I just got out here this morning, checking it out. Looks pretty good. I got like one little small run right there. I was trying to get that hole, but it looks pretty good. I got a few thin spots. Part that was, how was that? I don't know, just got a little thin through here and backside and all through there, and a couple spots in there, down there, and up and through here. So I get done in here today, I'll get them spots, and I think it looks pretty good. I'll do a little further inspection in a little while before I actually paint it. So yeah, I'm pretty happy. Looks pretty good.